So, in 1961, John F. Kennedy told the nation that in less than 10 years, we were going to put a man on the moon. In 1969, with the whole world watching, we achieved that goal. And then later in the 70s, we stopped caring. Now it's 2017, and we will be the ones that put a man on Mars. I've always looked towards the stars, towards science, and wondered what the future will look like. And with tremendous advances in technology, we may actually reach Mars sooner than you may think. In order to get there, we're going to have to face dangers that we cannot yet fully grasp. We're going to have to develop and build technology that allows us to travel farther and faster than we've ever done before. And we will have to build a self-sufficient habitat on the surface of a whole other planet. Mars is a new frontier, and like any other frontier, everything is trying to kill us. So yeah, there's that. The first deadly aspect of colonization is actually Mars itself. Mars has a very thin atmosphere and is prone to dust storms. The air is completely not breathable, and the dust makes it very hard to farm. Another problem is the actual surface water. There is none. There's water under the surface, but even at the ice caps, are actually frozen carbon dioxide, so it's dry ice. You can't really drink that. And as you all know, humans need water to live. The second deadly aspect of Mars is the space in between our two celestial bodies. Mars is actually really, really, really far away. According to the article by Moving to Mars by Alana Samuels, at the closest point, Mars is 65 million miles away. It takes light 20 minutes to go one way between the two of us. For us, with our current technology, that's around a 9-month journey. Now the problem with this is the fact that Mars has a different orbit than Earth, so we actually have a good transfer window about every 26 months. So every 2 years we can send. That's why we're having a mission in 2018 and another one in 2020. So you guys are probably thinking that if we're going to go, people that are going to go are either extremely stupid or extremely smart. I'm going to go with extremely smart. We're actually currently developing the technology to make the trip more feasible. Both NASA and private companies like SpaceX are developing and testing the rockets and spacecraft in order to create the transit. NASA is currently developing something called the Space Launch System, which will carry something called the Orion spacecraft into space. The Space Launch System, according to NASA's Space Launch System, on track for launch in 2018, the article, will be the most powerful rocket ever built, capable of lifting a heavy craft like the Orion spacecraft into orbit. The Orion spacecraft is a very heavy transfer vehicle that's capable of bringing astronauts from Earth to Mars while simultaneously protecting them from the solar radiation from the sun. SpaceX, meanwhile, is developing a reusable booster rocket which is capable of taking an object into space, putting it in orbit, then coming back and landing at a designated location. This is the first rocket that's ever been able to do this. Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX, wants to use this technology to eventually send people to Mars. His mission plan is to use the rocket booster to send up a spacecraft called the Interplanetary Colonial Transport, which is probably going to have a lot cuter of a name later on. But this object will go into a parking orbit around space. The booster will actually return to the launch site within 20 minutes, have a tanker craft put on top. Both of those will fly into space. The tanker will rendezvous with the ICT in space, refuel it, both of those land again, and the ICT will go to Mars. Then, the ICT will actually use the resources on Mars to refuel itself and fly back to Earth for complete recyclability. That's a word. Others, well, this is a very ambitious manned mission plan. Others believe that we may require more infrastructure here in the Terran system in order to bring the kind of volume you need for a real colonization. So, according to the article Pathways to Colonization, scientists believe that we may require a lunar base as well as a lunar space elevator that will give us the kind of, stepping stone in order to really reach Mars efficiently, both like economically and just it's really hard to get there. So, we managed to get to Mars. How are we going to build a habitable colony on the surface? Well, setting up a colony will actually require a lot of support systems. Many scientists believe that we're going to have actually send life support systems ahead of time. These machines will include things like oxygen and water collectors that can actually get the water and oxygen we need from the atmosphere around it. So when we actually arrive on Mars, we can utilize these and get the resources we need. Other things we are going to have to send are temporary habitats and farming equipment. It's already hard to farm there, but with the right technology, we will be able to do it. This will give us the resources to start being self-sufficient. However, early settlements are going to be very dependent on Earth. So there are many ideas on how to construct permanent settlements and permanent housing on Mars. According to the article, What If We Put a Colony on Mars? Many NASA scientists actually want to use lava tubes that are existing on the surface, and we could actually live inside those because they could actually protect us from the solar radiation bombarding the surface of Mars. Others believe that we can actually use machines to build structures on the surface. These machines are going to operate a lot like the 3D printers that we have now. Not done yet. So going to Mars is a very ambitious venture that we've set out upon. We are going to have to face dangers around every corner, but we can build the technology to actually bring us to Mars and then create a habitable colony on the surface. In the coming years, we are going to see humanity expand onto a whole nother world. And so long as we don't stop caring about space and science, we may soon be vacationing on Mars.